Alright, what's up, guys? So, I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents in on this whole scientific bodybuilders versus bros. And, on the internet, you always hear, why aren't these science guys even in good shape? Do they even lift? And everyone kind of at one point asks themselves a question that's, why are the bros always more muscular or in better condition than these science guys? Well, my thoughts on it is that I don't really agree with that premise. That whole notion to me is kind of flawed. And the first thing is, it's just a number game, guys. There are a lot more bros out there in the bodybuilding world. So that means you're going to see a lot more bros that are built than science guys, because it's just numbers. But that's not to say there aren't science guys out there that are well conditioned and aesthetic. I mean, you've got 3D MJ, Lane Norton, Matt Ogus, Lovato, and these are just really the guys that I'm naming on YouTube. There's plenty of people out there that follow sound scientific advice, do things scientifically driven, and get great results. So the whole premise, I disagree with. There are things though that I will say that I can kind of understand, because as a beginner, most people will just go into the gym and they start to just mess around, right? Do a couple lifts here, a couple little lifts there. Well, if you've got great genetics, that'll actually work for you for a little while at least. But if you got bad genetics, well, that ain't gonna work. So then you go home and you start to research, and more people with bad genetics are actually kind of compelled to go the scientific way, because they need to find a way that will actually work and get them results. So that's why a lot of people that are have bad genetics go the science route. And people with great genetics don't need to go the science route, because everything they're kind of doing just works anyway. And then you've got the whole natural and unnatural aspect to it, because here's the thing, most bros that are willing to do anything are going to hop on the juice. And most people that aren't going to hop on the juice need to find a good way to get muscle and preserve muscle. Preserving muscle as a natural when you're cutting is very hard. So, most people, again, that are going the science route are going to be naturals. And naturals, compared to people on juice, are always going to be outshined. That's another reason. Now, I don't want to take away from bros or these people that don't really follow science. So lastly, I want to leave you with this. Bodybuilding isn't rocket science, so you don't really need to be all that scientific, quite honestly. So these bros, they're willing to do anything, try anything. With that mindset, that's actually a great mindset to have in bodybuilding. Yeah, you might waste a lot of time doing unnecessary things, but you're still in the gym trying it. You're still working your muscles. You're still doing stuff. And with that mindset, doing whatever it takes, trying everything, that's actually the mindset you need for bodybuilding. You don't have to do that specifically, but you need the mindset that, I'll do what it takes. I'll do it. And these bros, one good thing about them is that they are willing to do that. And in the process, they find out what works for them, rep ranges, frequency, everything. Because guys, even though there are sound scientific theories and evidence, this stuff is still kind of individualistic, okay? Whether what works for you, what rep ranges and the strength or the hypertrophy or power building, so I do want to give, them people credit that, they're knowing their own body and not having some other science guy tell you what you have to do for your own body. So that's just something else to think about. So that was my 2 cents.